season. Minnesota welcomes Seattle for their home opener. Can the Vikings snap a 7-game losing streak to the Seahawks? Find out next on EA Sports.
A very warm day outside by Minnesota standards, but then again, it is still summer. Either way, the AC is working just fine at US Bank Stadium in the Twin Cities. It can certainly get loud inside this building, and just a few moments ago when the Vikings were introduced, it was downright shaking in here. They're set for football as the Vikings get ready to do battle with the Seattle Seahawks. Alongside my broadcast partner, Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaunt. And CD, this is a passing league. I don't think you would argue that thought. But our ball game here features a couple of teams with strong... 2 weeks have come and gone. It's off to week 3, and we're underway on EA Sports. This will be fielded inside the 5. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. So out come the Seahawks now for their first possession. And we get a glance here at their leader, the man who will be calling the plays under center.
And I think if you're handing out hardware through 2 weeks of the season, he might be your MVP. Already 7 touchdown passes in just 2 games. As we do know, though, in real life, they don't hand you out anything this early. A lot of games left to get through between now and the playoffs.
They go play action here on first down. Escaping the pressure right. He's got a first down past the 30. And he'll be out right at the 35.
Man, defensively, that hurts. They got him out of his rhythm. They had him hemmed in, but somehow he was able to tuck it away and get away for a gain.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Well, no slow start here. A couple nice chunk plays back-to-back.
I love the momentum that they're showing here early because they did it both ways, right? Threw the ball on first down for a nice chunk of yardage. Came right back and ran the ball. Looks like they got the defense set back on their heels. Let's see if they can keep this moving.
And this one almost intercepted. Not a good throw there. Nearly an opening drive, INT. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. They'll drop the throw. And that nearly an opening drive INT, but it does fall incomplete. Not the way he wanted to start this ball game as it brings up 4th down. And here's Dixon to punt now as he gets this one away. Now this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. Well, the Minnesota offense ready to go to work here. Their quarterback in his 10th season overall now, and 4th as a Viking, Kirk Cousins.
Coming off of a loss their last time out, I think he's just seeking to make a bigger impact on the game. Threw a touchdown pass, didn't throw an interception. I think he just wants to jump those numbers up in terms of flinging it around and letting his receivers get into the end zone.
Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at the 20. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Well, this defense for the Seahawks very strong last week as they helped their squad improve to 2-0 on the young season.
And I think our statistician, we ended up having to bring the blue tent and put it around him for a while because he was developing a hand injury from having to write down all the turnovers this team forced. 5, 6, 7, 8. Absolutely unbelievable. I hope he'll recover.
That's a gain of 8. Brings up 3rd and 2.
They'll run it. Here's Cook. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a first down.
I don't know about you, but that almost felt like old-time football there. 3rd and 2 is not necessarily just a running down anymore. A lot of times they want to throw the ball. They went back to the roots and powered forward and got the first down.
A run there with Cook on first down, but it won't net him much. Maybe a yard. 2nd down coming up. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. They'll try to throw now. Cousins. That's to Cook out of the backfield. And he goes out right around the 39.
That's a gain of 6. Brings up 3rd
third down. Dalvin Cook. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. Now Jordan Berry on to kick this one away. Back deep for the Seahawks, Tyler Lockett. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. Seattle's offense coming back onto the field, ready for their second drive. The crowd maybe losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll check on his status when we get back. They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24. Takes it to the 26, just a 1-yard gain.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Looking for Lockett, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And he is going to bring this back inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training. So he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
These are his numbers from last week's contest. 8 catches, 126 yards. Now the hit comes, and Cousins lost the football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. He was under duress, surveying, trying to find somebody to get the ball out of his hands. In the meantime, the defense, they took it out of his hands.
And when the ball snapped, I know exactly what the defense is thinking. Get a sack, put him on the ground. But when you can also knock the ball free while doing so, oh, there's the bonus for you as a defender.
Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play. A good gain on first has him set up with 2nd and just a couple of inches now from the 29. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. And this will be a Seahawks first down as the tackle made at about the 38. We take a look at his numbers on the ground last week. There was no answer for him defensively. Over 200 yards, 2 touchdowns to boot.
And that was a fun film to watch because a few of those runs, it was apparent he was just not going to be denied. And his team is hoping that carries over to this week as well.
And this is incomplete. Very lucky to get that one back. That nearly picked. It's 2nd down now. Fights through and now a crease. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. 48 yards on the ground for him so far. Well, that is a running back who was not about to go down easily. He fought his way through the contact until the C's opened up for him. Right back to him on first down. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
Well, in every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now. Hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
The 25-yard line is what they need here. This is 3rd down. They'll look to throw here. And the catch is made here by Tyler Lockett. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 19.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
Charles, let's get a look at the draft class for this offense. Remember, no first-round picks this year. They traded it away. How much of a detriment is that?
Well, what they're hoping is the reason they traded away that first-round pick, that player won't be a detriment. He'll be an improvement for their team. And now as you get into the later rounds, in the middle rounds of this draft, That's when your scouting comes to the front. You have to hit on those selections. Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be second and goal. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he gets halfway home from the 4 down to the 2-yard line. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on third, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists,
and he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. A great play there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Seahawks have taken a first-quarter lead. Extra point up and through by Myers. And it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. The Vikings offense now heading out to take over. And so close to hitting pay dirt last time, fumbling down near the goal line. Now, how does that affect their psyche this time around?
It's a tester, that's for sure, because to be that close and come in with no points is really disappointing, not just for the guys on offense, but the defensive players, too, who thought, hey, we're going to put some points up and have a little momentum going. They've got to find a way to just get it out of their minds, let it go,
short-term memory,
and move on to the next series.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
And I can see the officials kind of looking at each other down there, silently wondering, does this meet the level of grounding? Fortunately, he did have a receiver in the area, but I have seen less obvious throwaways. Call this back.
Now Cook hit, and he lost the football. And the Seahawks have picked it up, and they will set up shop at their own 46-yard line. This defense, Charles, very opportunistic here early. A second fumble recovery in his first quarter of play.
Yeah, you mentioned the right word, opportunistic and aggressive, because once they got the first fumble recovery, they were eager to get a second one, and sometimes they just come in bunches.
And he is going to go down. They sack him on the final play of the first quarter. After 7-0 on EA Sports. Seahawk football here to start quarter number 2 as they've got it facing a 2nd and long situation. From the gun, a give to Penny. Shreds the tackle. Give him 6 on the run. It'll be 3rd down now with still a long way to go to get to the first down marker.
I think we can safely say that those types of players are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
And that is incomplete. Oh, he did everything but hold on to it. But a nice play defensively, and now it brings up 4th down. Now here's Michael Dixon as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin him back. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. Had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass, and finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass, and that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. Line of scrimmage, the 28 now as they come up on 2nd and a couple. Cousins gives way to Cook. And he loses the football the 2nd time. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And they bring this one back. It's a fumble recovery and a Seattle touchdown. Fumbles, that's how you get in the coach's doghouse. The first one lost and it hurt. This time you lose it and it's taken in for a score. It really hurt.
And about that doghouse, it won't exactly be comfortable and it definitely won't be air conditioned.
Milk bones?
None.
Myers connects on the PAT, and that'll make the score 14-0.
Michael Dixon, the kickoff for Seattle.
So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And they weren't on the sidelines for long, but I'll tell you what, I'm glad you and I weren't down there. We could hear the coaches from all the way up here. They were adamant, you've got to hold on to the football or else we have no hope.
Yeah, it's easy for me to laugh sitting up here, but you're exactly right. If we were down there, that message would have been received a whole different way. Because turnovers, they've been a big problem for them. Got to take care of the football. Got to hold on to it.
And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a third down.
Brings up 3rd down and 7.
To throw, Cousins. He'll dump this off to Cook. And oh my goodness, he loses it again. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And they bring this one back. It's a fumble recovery and a Seattle touchdown.
Take that.
This first half has been a nightmare for that offense. Defense just dominating them.
And when you're picking up the ball, picking up their mistakes, and taking it the other way and putting it in the end zone, that's a defense's dream. They're having that type of a game.
Everything that can go wrong has gone wrong for this offensive unit. And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kicks away following that fumble return. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
And in just about every game we see, partner, what do we do when we look at the stat sheet? We go right to
the turnover differential.
Without a doubt, because when we see that, that pretty much tells the tale of the game. And I know there's still plenty of time to go, but you've got to take care of the football in order to win it. Good catch and excellent creation of a big play downfield. And I can guarantee you this, that's not a play this defense is practiced against in the days leading up to this game.
And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. On 2nd down, it's Cook again. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4.
Now 3rd and 4.
Cousins to throw it. And that is incomplete.
Sometimes it's just not your day. There's another failure right there on 3rd down.
Here's Jordan Berry now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. That one sails out of bounds. The side judge will walk it off. And he says it went out of bounds at the 9-yard line. Nice punt. So they'll play the field position game here as a very nice punt is going to pin them back.
Yeah, it's almost like watching a game of tennis, or do you prefer ping pong? You know, back and forth like that? That definitely was excellent, wasn't it?
Yeah, he did not want to go down there as he carries tacklers for a solid gain of 9. The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. Flushed out right. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the 1st down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. 2nd and 8 coming up.
I know we can't hear what's going on in that huddle right now, but I'll guarantee you at least one offensive lineman is saying, my bad, we simply couldn't move them off the line of scrimmage. We've got to do a better job trying to root those guys out of there. Nice throw. Big man catches the football for a 1st down, and that big man, that's DK Metcalf, the 9th receiver taken in the 2019 draft class. I think if we redid it, he might very well be the first one off the board. 83 catches for 1,300 yards last year.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
When you look at the scoreboard, you'd think they'd be pretty comfortable right now with this lead, but these guys are absolutely not going to let up. They want to increase their lead, and they want to do it with a big play. Unable to connect in that attempt.
And now here's a deep shot that's complete. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 27-yard line. Now a handoff here to his running back. A little second effort there on the strong run. And then drop just inside of the 20. Second down and 3. They'll look to throw. This one into the hands of Metcalf.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route. Drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Now they try the right side here. He takes us down to about the 12 for a gain of 3. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Here's a 2nd and 7. This will be caught at about the 5. And the Seahawks are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1. They'll set up to throw. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off with great anticipation. And the Vikings are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Pass incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
To throw again on 2nd down. Cousins. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Osborne. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Throwing, Cousins. Throw left side complete. That's Osborne. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. But this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Again, it's Cousins. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long. To throw is Cousins. And his throw here is incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent. And that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. So a couple of first downs on this drive, but it's looking like another empty possession.
And those empty possessions are certainly starting to pile up. So the adjustments that teams talk about all the time have to be taking place. They've got to analyze what's breaking down and figure a way to fix it.
Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. He's in his own 2nd quarter, already closing in on a 100-yard gain.
And that's the magic number for a running back. Anytime you get to that triple digits, that's all you're looking for. But he's got a chance to really exceed that in this one.
Yeah, he does. That's been the gold standard for a long time, hasn't it, that 100-yard mark?
It really has, and that never has to shift because it's in a game. It's a 1,000-yard mark. I'm wondering, since we've gone from 12 to 14 to 16 games, maybe we need to up that a little.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Catch is made by Metcalf. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down. Back to throw again. And that nearly intercepted. It's incomplete. Now remember, he had a pick earlier, but couldn't reel that one in. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Left side complete to Lockett. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
Now that's going to be a tough one to explain when they get together to watch the game film, isn't it? I mean, they had the right call, had the out route. He's got to know where the first down sticks are, yet he steps out of bounds that close. Not their best play.
So everything else has gone right in this first half. Kind of follows that it would for their kicker, too, as he adds 3 more onto the lead.
Yeah, and the way that this one's gone, definitely not looking like he's going to have to worry too much about pressure kicks late in the game. He can go out there free and easy, just work on his form, and he knocked that one through.
And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive, as they take over with just 17 seconds left before the break. They run on first down as they get about 3. 2nd and 7 forthcoming. So we've come upon halftime with it, and we will skip the highlights show this week. Get right back to this Week 3 matchup. All right, Coach, thank you very much as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. The Vikings set to receive the second half kickoff, and they trail it here as we resume play. And the half will begin with a touchback.
Come on, boys, let's go. Let's go.
Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the third. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
At the 23-yard line.
Here's Cousins. Hit as he throws. He lost the football. It's loose. And the Seahawks have recovered. Every week we hear talk about create turnovers. In particular, they wanted to force some fumbles. They got one right there.
And it shows you how the game has changed over time. It used to be good enough for a guy to get a sack of a quarterback in the pocket. Now, if you come to the sidelines and you didn't knock the ball free, your coaches are upset with you. All right? So if you're a quarterback, it starts all the way back in the youth leagues. Take care of the ball, take care of the ball, take care of the ball. Because
and he finds Lockett in the end zone. Touchdown, Seattle. Tyler Lockett, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Seahawks capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. Extra point up and through by Myers. And the lead will swell by 1 more. They had the short field, and they made quick work of it. Just 2 plays to get into the end zone.
Michael Dixon, the kickoff for Seattle.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to touching the football that makes big plays and give them that opportunity to maybe wake up everyone else.
You don't want no problems with me. 56, the mic, boys. 56. Check 56. You gonna see that?
Cousins from the gun on third. And that's taken in. It's B.C. Johnson. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the 40.
There's a nice pickup right there, and after watching that play, I'm thinking about all the lost opportunities that they've had so far in this game. But right now, just focus on continuing to move the ball the way they did on the last play.
Meanwhile, Cousins' throw pulled in by Jefferson. Oh, a solid stiff arm and some open field. Touchdown, Vikings! Justin Jefferson, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Vikings are able to close the gap just a bit. And boy, CD, it's one thing to watch a great run, but when it's a great run with broken contact, it's like a cherry on top. That was a nice play.
Yeah, and this is one of the best runs you'll see. A lot of times on these long touchdowns, you'll see he gets into the end zone untouched, but not here. He fought his way through contact, and it barely even registered, and he just continued down the field all the way to the end zone.
And you can see the distance traveled there after the initial contact on the next-gen stats. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Dwayne Eskridge elects to bring it out. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. On first down, they'll run it on the draw play. And he's able to break out of one tackle, but then quickly brought down. Eric Kendricks in on the tackle. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. He'll look to throw. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. A fight for it, and this is caught. What a catch. It's a big play there for Seattle. Sometimes you just got to marvel at how these guys can throw the football. He gave that everything he had, and it was right on the money.
And he made that look effortless, didn't he? I mean, he's had a great game throwing the football. This is going to add to his yardage total in a big way. It's one thing to be accurate on your short and intermediate throws, but when you're hitting the bombs like those, look out.
And the final number on that throw, boy, it traveled an even 69 yards. He'll spot Eskridge open left side. And the Seahawks are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line. So 3 plays already 1st and goal, and they are wasting little time. They'll try and run for it with Penny. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Rashad Penny. A 6-yard touchdown run. And the Seahawks are running away with this one. Myers connects on the PAT. And that will extend this big lead. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it's finished off by a Rashad Penny touchdown run. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. The Vikings head out to take over once again. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, wake up. Yeah. Let's get moving, guys.
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there at halftime, actually.
I mean, you think he might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working. From the 30 on 2nd down, Cousins. And Johnson lost the football. It's loose, poked out. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. A lot of talk this week about ball security. In fact, they added an extra period in practice to be more secure with the ball. It didn't work out there.
Well, sometimes you just get overexcited during the game. You may all of a sudden make your catch, see some open field, and decide you're going for it, and not realizing the danger lurks while you're doing so. And there's your end result right there.
Second and 4. A quick target here, complete to Metcalf. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
He'll buy some time right. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. A 5-yard touchdown run. And the Seahawks capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. Extra point up and through by Myers. And the lead will swell by 1 more. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it's finished off with a 5-yard touchdown run. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. And now out comes Minnesota. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Throwing is Cousins. Swinging this out wide here for Cook. The ball comes out, and the Seahawks have picked it up. There are 2 words that we hear coaches say all of the time. One starts with a B, one starts with an S, ball security.
And they preach it. They have it up in meeting rooms, right? You see the signs. They talk about it.
And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Tyler Lockett with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Seahawks get another 3rd quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. A nice throw there by the 2nd-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to his 2nd and sometimes 3rd progression. That was a nice play.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leader.
Now the hit comes, and Cousins lost the football.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
I'm getting the sense that this offense is getting frustrated. Here we are into the 3rd quarter, and they've had plenty of opportunities to get in sync. Thus far, that hasn't happened. They're looking for answers both on the sidelines and in the huddle looking at each other.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Throw caught there by Osborne. And they work this well upfield across the 45.
With the kind of game he's had so far, you had to know that on 3rd down that they would be looking his way, and they did, for big yardage and a 1st down. I think the defense fell asleep at the switch on that one. I would have doubled him, tripled him, anything to keep the ball out of his hands.
Play fake. Cousins. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. The sack by T.J. Watt, or as his mother Connie calls him, Trent Jordan Watt. That's number 4. Sack number 4. They had 4 last week, so he's been down on the ground a lot.
Partner, they say the eye in the sky does not lie. And that's indeed the case because they watched the game tape from the previous week, incorporated it into their own defensive scheme, and continued to get after this quarterback.
And now this defense will be searching for sack number 5. On 3rd down, Cousins. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away.
Come on, baby, let's go!
At their own 20-yard.
So here are the Seahawks ready to take over on offense. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10. A first down run not going to get them a whole lot. Maybe a yard. Yeah, it looks like just 1 yard there, so that'll bring up 2nd and 9. They run a draw here on 2nd down. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30.
29-yard line. A gain of 8 yards.
So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. 130 yards rushing for him now as his sensational afternoon continues. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Going to give this time to the tailback. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
The Seahawks on 3rd down. 5 out of 9 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. They'll lock it with a grab over the middle. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
Tell you what, partner, the way he's been slinging in this one, I think he should be ticketed for a baseball cap and a set of headphones for the next drive. He's been absolutely sensational. But one thing we both learned about quarterbacks in this league, they often stay on the field longer than you expect.
They go play action here on 1st down.
And this one nearly picked off. Kind of surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but get away it does, and it's 2nd down.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. On play action, they'll throw. And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack back at the 47-yard line.
T.J. Watt.
Credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on to punt for Seattle. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. Now the Vikings offense works their way back onto the field.
Even though they were able to force the punt defensively, still a big hole to climb out of, especially at this late stage of the contest.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them.
Now Cook hit, and he lost the football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And they bring this one back. It's a fumble recovery and a Seattle touchdown. Even the great ones, some of the best, they're not immune to the fumble, and here it really hurts them.
If the ball gets away from any runner's body, that's when the defense pokes at it, swipes at it, swats at it, and finds a way to create a big play for themselves.
Myers connects on the PAT, and that will extend this big lead. So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. A first down throw for Cousins. Complete. Jefferson the target. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll make it second and a foot or so.
It's second and inches at the 46-yard line.
Now Cousins. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Osborne. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 40.
Well, this game is certainly pretty well over. They go ahead and mark it in the win column. But as a defense, they don't want to get so soft now that everybody just throws the ball all over the place against them, gets big yardage, and puts points on the board. They have pride, too, on that side of the ball.
Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
Brings up second and 10 at the 40-yard.
Throwing again on second and 10. Cousins. And he's got this to Jefferson. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 22-yard line.
First and 10 at the 22-yard line.
Cousins now to throw on first down. Open man is Osborne. He's got him. And he's taken down after a gain of 3 as they move it from the 22 to the 19.
3 brings up second and 7.
Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it's going to make it third down at 6.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
And they'll get him down right around the 16. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a fourth down.
For the Vikings field goal, a 33-yard attempt.
Joseph's got it.
And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit.
Well, he was a spectator for much of this game. This is his first field goal opportunity of the entire contest, but he's able to connect.
Yeah, he had a pretty good seat to this one, didn't he? But let's face it, all kickers that you and I know, they want to contribute. They want their opportunity, and he seized his.
And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line.
The Seahawks take over first and 10.
Now the ball now going back over the Seattle Seahawks offense. They're looking at a third straight win here if they can hold on.
Eluding the pressure right. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
Let's go. Let's do this.
He's starting to fall into the category of not fair, because when he's on target throwing the ball, he's dangerous. But when you add in his ability to make plays with his feet, almost impossible.
Well, yeah, exactly. They've had trouble stopping him in the secondary. This time they've got the great coverage. Oh, he can run too. From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive. They're going to look to throw. That's into the hands of his tight end, Will Dissly. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
Partner, I have to tell you, just one word keeps coming to mind from watching them this afternoon, and that's impressive. They have been impressive from the opening kickoff, and they haven't let up here even into the fourth quarter.
Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And this a leaping effort, but it's knocked away and incomplete.
Fourth quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
He's got to be kicking himself right there. His team's already picked off 2 passes. That would have been the 3rd in the game, and boy, they've really played well attacking the football.
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks.
And the Vikings are going to get it back here just past the 35.
Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. That's to Cook out of the backfield. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. 1st down. Here's Cousins. And the Seahawks defense gets to him, and they bring him down.
Darrell Taylor
just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7. Another try after the 1st down sack. Cousins. Open man here is Conklin. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
Cousins. He finds his man complete. It's Osborne.
And he will have a Vikings 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
To throw is Cousins. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And that should just about do it. They return it to the end zone, sealing it with a defensive touchdown. The extra point now coming from Myers. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way, the fumble return for a touchdown. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kicks away following that fumble return.
And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line.
The Seattle defense getting set to go. And they had the fumble return for a touchdown, and boom, they're right back out there again.
And you hear so many people talk about opportunistic defenses in today's football. Well, they make their own breaks because they work at it all the time. We've been at the practices, the drills where they're trying to strip the football, the takeaways. They're always working on it, and it paid off for them on the last possession.
Paid off. Now can they do it again? One last shot now for Cousins. He finds his man complete. It's Osborne. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory, and the defensive guys